Welcome back to Sporting News Radio. David Nuno here with Holt Help me out. McCallany. How you doing, man?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. I've been talking about your show for a couple of weeks now. I love Lights Out. It's on FX Tuesday nights. I'm all about it. How'd you get involved with the project?
Well, you know, I grew up watching those great boxing movies like Raging Bull and Rocky and The Setup and Fat City. And I always wanted to play a boxer. And, you know, this project came along. I read the script, and I really thought that this show had the opportunity to be one of those very special shows, you know, almost maybe like The Sopranos, except set in the boxing world. You know, something that would really be remembered because it's a great story. We got great writers, great actors.
Well, one of the things I notice about it is the shows that I gravitate towards are The Sopranos, The Shield, those kind of, you know, drama, but written so well at the same time you follow the storyline. And I see a lot of those parallels. You mentioned The Sopranos. I mentioned The Shield. Do you feel that, though? It's like you write it for the boxing fan, but at the same time it could be, you know, my wife is into the show. Everybody's into it.
Well, that's a very good point, and you're absolutely right. I mean, it's really a family drama, like those ones, you know, that you mentioned. You know,
you get the Meadow Soprano situation with your daughter. She's young and get upset.
Exactly. You know, and it's just, you know, the relationships, the relationship between myself and my wife, my children, my father and brother. And the way that I circumvent navigate the shark-infested waters of the sport of boxing, you know, the criminal elements that you encounter, and how an athlete finds the second act in his career after he's left the sport, and the adulation, you know what I mean, and all that goes with it. You're still a young man, and you still got decades left in your life. What are you going to do to fill the time? That's a question that a lot of guys have difficulty finding an answer to.
Absolutely. One of the characters I really like, too, is your brother. He seems like he's like a younger brother. He's exactly that. He's probably a little bit more rebellious. At the same time, he's always got his older brother. He wants what's best for his older brother.
Yeah, you know, that's played by a really terrific actor named Pablo Schreiber that a lot of audiences might remember from The Wire.
Right.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a love-hate relationship. You know, he's my younger brother, and I became a world champion, so he's kind of existed in my shadow a little bit, but he was always my father's favorite. And so it's a complex relationship that's filled with love, but also jealousy, you know, with some resentment, but also with loyalty, and with all that sort of complicated, you know, amalgamation of emotions that you find between a brother and a...
Where else have I seen you? I know I've seen you places. Where else? Tell me some of the other places I could have found you.
You know, a lot of people remember me from the movie Fight Club.
There you go.
Fight Club for David Fincher. I did a movie called Men of Honor with Robert De Niro. I was in a movie called Three Kings with Mark Wahlberg and David O. Russell, who just did The Fighter. You know...
and what timing, by the way, of your show coming out with The Fighter just not long ago? It's like, it's very good timing. Boxing is starting to kind of come back.
I hope so. You know, I love the sport of boxing. I loved that movie. I really take my hat off to Mark Wahlberg. You know, I know that it was a difficult project to get off the ground, that he struggled for years to get it made, and it's a great film. You know, I hope that Christian Bale and Melissa Leo will both win Oscars. They both won the other night at the SAG Awards, and I was there hanging out with Mickey Ward and his brother Dick Eglin.
That's great, man.
And we had a great time. Yeah, anything that focuses people's attention on the sport of boxing in a positive way and reminds people what they always loved about the sport and why it's inherently dramatic and why there's such a long history between Hollywood and boxing. And there's so many great stories that have been told, and we hope that ours is one of them.
I do got to ask you about FX. I'm hooked on FX. All the shows on there have been great. I told you I was a big fan of The Shield. It seems like everything they do, they're like the HBO now. HBO has been known for a long, long time of great shows. FX has followed suit for several years now. Damages was big. The Shield, everything. It's you name it, good shows.
It's a great place to work, and I'm really, really lucky. And, yeah, I'm very grateful to be working for them.
Holt, I appreciate your time. Thanks Tuesday nights is Lights Out. Check it out on FX.
Tuesday nights on FX.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.